Hey guys, James here again with another Fun Friday video. This time we are bowing down again to the capitalist gods that are known as Waterstones, because I'm doing another book haul already. Only been a week since the last one, which suggests, or should suggest to you, that I've lost all impulse control and creativity in BookTube, because my last video that was like a unique attempt at a scene analysis didn't do very well, so I thought I'll just be lazy and buy more books, and that way everyone will love me if I spend all my money on books. I hope it works. So, first book to show you, the only hardback new release on the list, and that's The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Kuang, I believe that's how it's pronounced. If it's not, I'm sorry. This is a book that is a new release, a debut novel from R.F. Kuang, which is essentially a fictionalized fantasy version of like this. I guess it's the is it the Japanese Sino War? It's like a war between Japan and China. I think that's right. I might, if I'm butchering the history, someone like kill me in the comments or something. Yeah, so basically it's about a fictionalized war over opium, or an opium-like substance, and the main character is a war orphan that is raised inside a family of smugglers that smuggle opium, and she like goes off on her own and joins the military of the fake fantasy China, basically. So that sounds cool. Apparently it's really grimdark because it's based on like a fucking atrocious period of history, so that will be cool. I always love a bit of dark fantasy, and always interesting to see debut novelists. Next on the list is a book that I bought only because I liked the cover design, and that is Too Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer. This is a complete shift from the Poppy War. First of all, this is sci-fi. First of all, you know, it's a science fiction, is kind of fantasy, but with space, and it's not grim dark. It's actually utopia sci-fi, which is something you don't get a lot of anymore. Lots of sci-fi now is all dystopian and sad, because that's just sort of appears to be how the world is going. But optimistic sci-fi is always interesting to read. So this is about a post-scarcity, post-gender, post-racial, post-everything, post-religion Earth. So like all of these social constructs, like, we don't give a shit anymore. Like, it's more or less people can do what they want, I guess. And it's about this guy called Mycroft Canner, who was a mass murderer, and rather than just being in prison forever, because like a naughty boy, he's followed about in his everyday life by a guy called a sensayer, which is a guy who is like the only sort of people that are allowed to administer religion. Religion has been banned as a group activity, and you can only have religion ministered to you one-on-one. So he's followed about by this guy, and his job now is essentially to make up for his past crimes by being the indentured servant of whoever wants his help, basically. So he becomes the indentured servant to all of these like highly influential figures, and he goes around doing these odd jobs, I suppose, and like he gets embroiled in a conspiracy that could bring the whole utopia down. It sounds fucking fascinating. And from all the reviews I've read, it's like super smart and can potentially be kind of smug on itself, which sounds perfect for me, who is incredibly intelligent and awfully smug on himself. I also picked up the sequel, Seven Surrenders. So that's the sequel to the obviously the first one. I don't know what this one is about, because obviously it's the sequel. I don't want to read what it's about because it'll spoil the first one. So yes, it could be really fucking cool, this series. Looking forward to it. The third one is out now in the UK, but the hardback is out, and the paperback don't come out till July, I think. So I'll probably read these two in this month and next month. So when July hits, I'll have the third one to read if you get it. The reason I was rubbing this, by the way, is that the author's name, lovely, well, pretentiously, has been embossed on the cover. None of the other words have. Actually, that's a lie. The title also has been embossed. But this bit hasn't. Just the author's name and the title. So that's nice. Nice. I always love a good cover design. Next on the list, back to the big fantasy books. I'm on a bit of a fantasy binge this year. Is this book called Soul of the World by David Mealing. Another one where I just bought it because I like that cover design. It's got some really nice elements there. You can't really see it because the brightness is turned up because I'm filming this in the fading hours of the day again. But there's a little glow of sunlight there. It's a little halo through the fog. It's a really nice looking cover. This is... I don't really know what it's about because the back is really scarce on details, but it seems to be from the perspective of three people. It's about a revolution, so there's like a revolutionary who is attacking, like she's got magic, so it's a rebel with magic powers, and there's some cock end with a motorbike or something out there, but it's about someone with magic powers who is drawing the attention of royalists and rebels, so it appears there's a civil war of some sort going on. That's interesting. Chaos is spreading across the continent, so Battle Colonel Eris d'Arent has already forged a formidable reputation, yet her enemies seem to know her plans before she's even made them. So there's some sort of spy conspiracy going on there. Presumably she's a royalist in this civil war. And then the three heroes must rise or the world will fall. In the forests, Arak-Jur must wield an ancient magic if he hopes to unite the tribes and avoid bloodshed. So there appears to be a civil war, some sort of rebellion, and some tribes and some magic. So that could be really cool. Those are all good elements. So it looks like it's going to be told from the perspective of those three characters. And it says this is a stellar debut, perfect for fans of Robert Jordan, Brandon Sanderson and Brent Weeks. Those are three names I've heard of, so this might be all right. Next one is one I think some people have heard of before, and that is The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. Ken Liu, by the way, said, did he say this book was good? No, he didn't say this book was good, but he did say that this was good. No, he said the sequel to this was good. He said this was good. He said it's provocative, erudite, inventive and resplendent, which suggests to me that Ken Liu knows lots of words. So this is The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. It appears to be about, again, like a fantasy historical China, which is always good. I really like the game series Dynasty Warriors, which is about the Three Kingdoms era of China. But rather than normal men, all the characters in it are like super beings that can kill 1,000 men in one fight. It's a bit weird, that game series. Don't hate me for that. I'm just a weird guy. But this looks cool. So it's about, I guess it's about an emperor who has like united the realm, and now he's like become a corrupt dickhead. So there's all these guys that are teaming up to rebel against him. That's kind of how the Romance of the Three Kingdoms starts as well. There's a rebellion against the Empire and stuff. So they are doing a rebellion. There's a guy who is, what is he? Is he a thief? Is it a thief? It's a charismatic bandit. Bandits are thieves. They can be, definitely. He's vengeance sworn. There's a vengeance sworn son of a deposed duke. Okay, cool. They're going to rebel against the Emperor's brutal regime. Yes, so they're doing a rebellion. So yeah, we've got two big fantasy books here that are both about rebellions by the looks of it. So going to get a lot of rebellion fantasy going on. Is rebellion punk a genre? Comment down below if rebellion punk is a genre, and if there should be more rebellion punk that I should read. That is... Oh, hang on. That's not it for my book haul. How could I forget? The most fine book of all time ever created by human beings. Well, I say human beings. You'll probably disagree with that statement when I show what it is. I mentioned in my last book haul that near me is a fantastic little resource, which is it's called the Little Free Library. The idea is you leave a book and you take a book. Last time, you'll remember I left 2 of my Witcher books there, but I could only find one book that I wanted, and that was Arcanum Unbounded by Brandon Sanderson. And as a result, I felt indebted. I felt the Little Free Library owed me something, and sure enough, when I went past there the other day, it delivered big time. And so I have got the best book ever made, and that is I'm Only Being Honest by Jeremy Kyle. Jeremy Kyle, if you don't know, if you don't live in the UK or are not familiar with Hellspawn, is a daytime Jerry Springer style talk show. Is it a talk show? It's like an argument show. He basically rounds up the freaks of England, normally from the northern half of England, because they're more abundant per square mile there. So he rounds up the freaks of England and he forces them to do a lie detector, and then he shouts at people and tells them that they're scum if they claim benefits or something. And if they're a girl or anything like that, he'll touch their leg and say, "Oh, you're so brave. You're so brave and beautiful." That's what he says. And he strokes their hair and things. He's a very strange guy. But the thing with Jeremy Kyle is that he's also a rampant former alcoholic, OCD, gambling addict. So, that's the role model that you want to follow when you're one of the freaks of England. He's written this book, which is called I'm Only Being Honest, which is obviously something dickheads say to justify their horrible opinions. It's touted as being controversial. It's a confession worthy of a guest on his own TV show. It says The Sun. The Sun is a fucking UK shit-rag newspaper. So I imagine this is full of wit and witticisms. That are just genius. So I'm going to just flip to a random page and read you some now, because I think you deserve to hear some of it. So this is from page 122. Just flick to that, perfectly random, not prepared for this at all. So let's see, there's got a little short paragraph here. I'll read it as I feel that it should be read. To be frank, I do not personally understand the need to take drugs. I just can't handle not being in full control of my faculties. The very idea of deliberately doing something that would take me so far out of myself, so far beyond the boundaries of what I understand to be real and right and normal, is something that fills me with terror. Of course, I understand that there are a huge number of people who love to escape the confines of their lives with a helping pharmacological hand. There are those who feel hemmed in by humdrum routine, and those who see chemical expansion of the mind as more fun and adventurous than any literal broadening of intellectual or geographical horizons. So Jeremy Kyle here, noted OCD gambling addict, he thinks that if you take drugs or drink alcohol to have fun, like a lot of people do, or with the implication that people might need pharmacological need, suggests that he's also down on people that take antidepressants and medicine to help with their fucking medical issues. Jeremy OCD Kyle. He seems to be upset with these people for not travelling or something with geographical boundaries. He wants people to expand their minds, but I mean, if you watch his show, that's not going to happen for you. So I don't really understand what he wants. I think he just wants people to not have fun. He's a bit like Oliver Cromwell, except for instead of hating cream cakes or whatever it was Cromwell hated, he hates cocaine, I suppose. So that's it. If you want to hear more Jeremy Kyle wit and witticisms from I'm Only Being Honest, let me know, and I'll make it a regular feature on my videos, just to read out some random dross that Jeremy, the Great One Kyle, has to say. And that is it for my latest book haul. Thanks for watching, guys. This was a fun video. This was a fun Friday. And I'll see you maybe tomorrow with a sit-down Saturday. I don't know if anything that controversial has happened on BookTube. I know there was something with like a literary Nobel Prize winner or something, or a nominee. I don't know. I don't follow, you know, that side of literature. I don't care. So I won't talk about that. I might do a video moaning about George Martin. Gurm. Write some books, Gurm. No, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Do you want to hear me rant about George R.R. Martin? Let me know, and I'll film the video tomorrow. I'll film it on the day because I'm not doing anything. So that's it. Wicked. All right, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.